Шановні колеги, всім вітання. Ми продовжуємо.
Dear colleagues, welcome to Ukrainian Crisis Media Center again. And our current press briefing is devoted to Ukraine 2016. We have Oleksandr Artemyev, head organizer of the Tour of Ukraine, Oleksandr Polyvoda, Vitaliy Buts. They are racers who will participate in this bicycle race, and also one of the co-organizers. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Today, for the first time in Ukraine, we announce about the bicycle race. In many countries around the world, they have similar bicycle races, and for the first time in independent Ukraine, with the support of the Ukrainian Association of Bicycle Sports, we organized such a tour, and we have the Bicycle Calls Association, which is our supporter in this event. The idea is to unite sportsmen, to unite sports fans around the idea of the health lifestyle, to encourage sportsmen to show their degree of readiness to the Olympic Games this year in Brazil. And we have Vitaliy Buts, Oleksandr Polyvoda, our sportsman, here. So the tour of Ukraine, primarily we were thinking to have it in many cities of Ukraine, but finally we found out that the pavement is of poor quality, and tomorrow the racing will start on Glushkova Street. Then the sportsmen will go to Chabane village, to the bicycle ring, which was designed for the 22nd Olympic Games, and our president of Bicycle Association initiated reconstruction of this bicycle ring. Thus, 160 kilometers in the Kiev Oblast will be covered by our sportsmen, and around 4 p.m. the sportsmen will arrive to finish strip. The second stage of the race will take on May, in June, and where we will have bicycle teams from 11 countries. Yesterday, the Horizon Park racing finished. All the teams participating in Horizon Park joined us. Today, the Kazakh team had arrived, and the Dutch team will join us in Bucha. They will start in Gostomel and finish in Bucha, 17 kilometers. The speed will be up to 50-60 kilometers per hour, and this will be very interesting event. Then the sportsmen will have 4 hours of rest, and then in Bucha they will have another stage of this racing. The fourth stage of our racing will be in Bila Tserkva. The Bila Tserkva town has good traditions in bicycle sports of Ukraine, and the sportsmen will again cover 22 kilometers. This will be team racing, and then the personal winners who will take first, second, and third prize. And further on, we plan to start our work on preparation of the regular racing around Ukraine, start in Lviv, in Ivano-Frankivsk, Zhytomyr, Kyiv. This is a very ambitious plan for the next year, and we hope that the pavement on our highways will improve considerably, which will allow us to develop our bicycle sports in Ukraine with the involvement of our international colleagues. With this, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Oleksandr Bashenko, who is the president of our Bicycle Federation of Ukraine, who will add about the plans for development of this sport in Ukraine. Good afternoon, dear journalists. Good afternoon, dear sportsmen of Ukraine. I would like to congratulate all the bicycle fans and all the bicycle sportsmen with the finish of our yesterday's race, Horizon Ukraine. And by the way, the bicycle sport in Ukraine is among the leaders in the Eastern Europe. We have very ambitious plan, and the Kols Sports Club showed a lot of courage, having taken the responsibility to carry out the organizational work on the implementation of bringing to reality the tour of Ukraine. I believe that such event will bring very positive, will open very positive development for the future of bicycle sports in Ukraine. I believe that this race has to overcome this the final period of just one day. We have to extend the period of sports competition. Even race Horizon race lasts just for one day. I think that Kyiv Oblast is best prepared to have this multi-day race. As for the Olympic reconstruction, renovation, the idea belongs purely to Oleksandr Artemyev. It's a certified sports facility which was brought into operation as the Olympic Arena. We have a lot of bicycle tracks and bicycle roads in Ukraine which stayed neglected for a long period of time. And one of the objectives of Kols Club today, Kols Bicycle Club today, is to revive those facilities, to make them operational again. As for the technical aspects of this race, and of course, it's not so easy to accommodate to comfortably accept people from 11 countries, and For the first time in its history, the Colts Club has got this huge responsibility to accommodate, to cater 11 delegations from different countries, and I would like to thank very much and to these people, and to mention that they are very courageous taking this responsibility. Now, this year, for the first time in Ukrainian bicycle race, we have the pro-continental team. For them, it's not so easy to compete with the Kols club, who have high level sportsmen. Nevertheless, this pro-continental team is very courageous to compete with more experienced sportsmen. Also, this year we have one sportsman from Japan. Just imagine a sportsman arrived from Japan to participate in a tour around Ukraine. And I think that that's a right direction for our development. And finalizing my statement, I would like to congratulate our sportsmen and our Cols Club for the courage, for the enough money to organize this serious event.
Тому
Today we have just Alexanders. The next one is Oleksandr Polyvoda, the racer. I would like to thank all who are not just supporting but developing the bicycle sport in Ukraine, because it's quite difficult the situation is so difficult. I would like to thank Oleksandr Bashenko, Artemyev, those who are supporters, those who are helping to do that. There are many people like that. There are many people who are implementing that all. That is a big thing for Ukrainian bicycle sport. And also I would like to address other people who I love the bicycle sport, but other people probably are not ready to participate in that. I would like to invite everyone to organize new races, new events, maybe not professional but amateur events, but this will be a big support for us. I also would like to say that the Tour of Ukraine is a new race, it's a new start, and it will later will become the Grand Tour. I don't know how many years will be needed. So we'll be trying hard. We'll try to win all these races. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you, colleagues. I have several questions. You mentioned that we will be able to follow how it will be developing, whether the tour be posted in the Facebook. Maybe you have a website, how we'll be able to follow the tour. As an organizer, I can tell you that we do have a Facebook page. Unfortunately, the problem of covering such an event, just like Tour de France is covered, it's difficult because this means to be a big business project. It's difficult to do online, to organize online broadcasting. So we'll be trying to do it so that it's beneficial for sponsors to invest, and next year I hope we'll be able to organized the online broadcasting. Good afternoon to all who are watching us. I agree with what Oleksandr Polyvoda said. He said that he is grateful to all who supporting this, and this is a big development for Ukraine. We're happy that this year this will not be just the tour of Ukraine, but there will be some more. And now we had only 2-3 of them, but now we have 10 of such races. That means a lot, a big development, and I would like to thank all who are supporting that, and it will become most popular in Ukraine. And one more thing, in Russia they cancelled all international competitions this year. They had many international competitions. This year they don't have a single one. Great news. I have another question to you. How many teams have already registered, and from how many countries? I've heard different, 22 teams from 13 countries of the world. Basically, we also had this team of Serbia and Romania, but Romanian team, they got traumatized, and in Serbia they have had some problems with passports. There are more teams than countries, so there are countries where there will be more than one team. We have 5 Ukrainian teams, for example. How objective it is talking about who wins. The sport is, especially because it's bicycle sports, that's races, it's more like a lottery, but we believe that the strongest will win. We have the engine, our Ukrainian team, we have Moravita and Donbass and Jorbi, and the idea is to have as many teams, professional teams as possible, but for that we need time. It is difficult to do it in 1 year. We are just in the beginning of this way. How many people are in one team? 6 sportsmen, mechanic, massagist, and trainer. And what about the Japanese? He's in Ukrainian team, Amoravita. That is a Ukrainian Italian project, and he's a racer of this team, Amoravita. Any other questions? Please introduce yourself. Portal, goodbye. The question to Oleksandr Polyvoda, we haven't seen you at the previous race. Is everything fine? Yeah, I was somewhat sick. I hope to get back to races as soon as possible. I have a big desire. I stopped. The body sometimes needs some rest. I didn't do that in time, and I had some problem. Now everything's fine. I started training in 10 days. There will be the first start in Poland, and 2 more starts in Europe, and the championship of Ukraine. I hope to reach the previous level. I'm sorry that I could not participate in my team and the races that have been held, but the life is such that it's difficult to plan everything, especially when it comes to sports. Any more questions, clarifications? A question to organizers. Could you tell a little bit about profile of stages? We see that there are ingredients, some difficult ingredients, and an interesting cover in Starodobyanka. What can we expect from further stages? The first stage, we added about 16 kilometers in the direction of Abucha, Glivacha. There are beautiful, picturesque places, but there are no differences in the level of the roof. Other stages are in the valleys, no mountains, no hills. We are trying to organize it not in the mountains. We are selecting the sections of roads which are without hills or mountains. You can see it all on our web page on the Facebook tour of Ukraine. It's along the valleys. Thank you. May I say one thing? It is very important question asked by Oleksandr Artemyev, the lack of legislation in this country as to financing the sports. There's an old Soviet system when the Ministry of Finance funds the sports, but today there's a chance to attract sponsors who want to be present at such things, but legislatively, the sponsor can only provide financial assistance. Why I, as a businessman, can give it to someone, not to include it into my expenses? Let's stop the attitude of authorities to sport. Please explain it. People take money from their pockets and they fund the tour of Ukraine. Why do they have to fund it from their pockets? Please explain it to the authorities. The law on sponsorship should be passed. On this emotional note, let us complete our briefing, and we wish you success with your tour.